So let's take a look at all of these properties here. So you can see that we click the large text here. And if I drag in anything here, so if I drag in a button here, and you can see here that there's these properties here. So what does that mean, and how do we use it? On a side note, you see how when I dropped the button in here, it kind of moved all the way over? That's the reason why that happened, is that we were in table layout. And what this does is that this gives us a very easy way to design our app. It's simply straight. It fits kind of the long nature of the Android app, and you can see here that it actually doesn't look too bad. One thing when you're developing is you always want to make sure that your app functions and it looks good and the user really enjoys using it. All right, so let's take a look at the properties here. So I'm going to click this text here, and you can see here that there's the ID. Now what this ID here is that this is what the computer knows this here. It's the computer name of this little text object here. If I drag in another one, so if I kind of drag in another one here, you can see that this is TextView 2, and this is TextView 1, and this is button 1 here. And you can see that there's a different here. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these here, but what you can see is that, if I go ahead and I hop into this, and I can change these contents here, right? I can change all of these items here. So I can change, for example, the top margin to be 30. Okay, and you can see here that's DP, and you can see that that adds in here. Now, let's take a look at this here, and we'll take a look at this text view here. And you can see that the XML version of this here, it says Android ID TextView 1 wrap content, and you can see Android layout top margin equals 30 dp. Now, we don't technically have to go and take a look at this graphic layout, and we don't have to do this here. We don't have to write 30 dp here. Let's go back in here, and you can see that it goes away. We could, in theory, write that out if we wanted to. So let's just put in 30 dp again. And it's up to you whether you want to write Android layout margin top equals 30 dp, or you want to simply go and use the graphic layout. And that's a personal choice. More old school programmers tend to like writing it out. However, I love personally using the graphic layout. If it's here, I can just kind of enter it in, and I think it just it takes a little bit less time to do that here. But you can take a look at all these properties here. Now, again, the whole point of this course is so that I can show you how to make apps effectively. And one thing that I'm going to do here is I'm not going to go over all of these right here, but what I am going to do is when you need to go and change this here, like let's say if we're in the we're in a different part of the course here, I will bring up these properties as needed. This concludes the tutorial.